Jacob's parents are divorced. He spent the weekend with his dad but came home with ripped pants. When his mom asked why, Jacob didn't respond to it. It seems like Jacob was scared of something or someone. Jacob's mom decides to call his dad, who didn't answer the phone. When the mother called the father's new girlfriend, she revealed why the pants were ripped, and it's something no parent wanted to hear. She had to take immediate action. There was one thing for certain. Jacob's mom wasn't going to let Jacob go to his father for a long while. She ripped the agreements of Jacob's custody apart, now that she knew how he treated his son. But what had happened to Jacob, causing his pants to tear? What did his father do to him? Why was Jacob so scared, and why was his mother so terribly shocked to find out what happened? But before we start, smash the like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any new stories. It all started when Jacob's father, Theo, asked Jacob's mother, Anna, for an extra weekend with Jacob. Anna had no choice but to agree, as Theo was clever enough to tell Jacob first about the extra weekend and got the boy excited about it. Anna had to agree to avoid hurting Jacob, who was hurt by their divorce in the first place. Theo didn't tell her why he wanted the extra weekend in the first place. She decided to call Theo, and his answer surprised her. Theo was very annoyed at first. He said, "Don't you know I'm working at these hours? Weren't we together for 9 years?" Anna tells Theo it's in his own interest, as he's the one who needs Jacob's things to take care of him the weekend. Theo calms down and thinks about what Jacob needs to bring, without telling Anna what he has planned for the weekend. He tells Anna that Jacob might need some extra clothes for the weekend. Looking back, this was very strange, considering the fact that Jacob still came back with ripped jeans. After the call, Anna has an overall bad feeling about this and feels terribly restless. Anna decides to hide her old iPhone in Jacob's bag. That way, she can always track Jacob's whereabouts to feel sure about his well-being. Anna lost track of time and saw that she might run late in dropping off Jacob at Theo's place. She calls for Jacob, who comes inside immediately. Anna asks Jacob whether he's excited and whether he feels well. She was looking for a reason to call this whole extra weekend off. But Jacob felt well and was anxious to leave for his beloved father. Theo comes home. He steps out of his car with a big smile and picks up and hugs Jacob. Anna decides that it's time to leave. When she walks to her car and says goodbye to Jacob and Theo, she asks Theo why he wants to see Jacob on this specific weekend. But Theo doesn't like this question and avoids answering it by saying, "Why? Do I need a reason to see my little boy?" The mystery grew and grew. Anna drives off, still unsure about the whole affair. Anna decides to take her mind off things and invites her friends to have some drinks with her. After all, why not make the most of a weekend without the caretaking of her little boy? Later that night, Anna decides to step away from their table to check on Jacob's location. She doesn't want her friends to see, so she steps outside and gazes into a long street while she waits for her phone to track the old iPhone's location. But then she sees something in the street that blew her away. In the distance, she sees Jacob, Theo, and his girlfriend getting in a car. Even though it's quite in the distance, she's absolutely sure of it. Anna doesn't believe her eyes. Jacob had to be asleep by now. Besides, this was no place for a young boy. She decides to call Theo right away, but Theo doesn't answer. After all, Jacob would already return the next day. Anna wakes up the next morning without a text or calls back. She doesn't believe what she's seeing. How could Theo be so irresponsible? Anna stared at her silent phone, feeling a mix of worry and confusion. Theo had always been somewhat unpredictable, but this silence was unusual. Anna's intuition as a mother told her something was amiss. She thought about calling Theo again, but hesitated, not wanting to seem overbearing. Just as Anna was about to give up on getting any response, her neighbor, Mrs. Thompson, dropped by. She casually mentioned seeing Theo and Jacob at the local park laughing and playing. This snippet of information was a relief, but also raised more questions. What were they doing at the park all weekend? Feeling isolated in her worry, Anna turned to her close friends for support. Over coffee, she shared her fears and anxieties about Theo's silence. Her friends offered reassurance, suggesting that maybe Theo just wanted some extra father-son time, but Anna couldn't shake off her concern. It wasn't like Theo to be this uncommunicative. As night fell, Anna was weighed down by the uncertainty of the situation. The silence from Theo, the mysterious weekend plans, and now Jacob's unusual quietness, it all felt like pieces of a puzzle she couldn't quite solve. During a phone call with her longtime friends, Anna received a mix of advice. Some suggested she might be overthinking things, while others empathized with her concern. The conversation left her more conflicted, pondering how much of her worry was warranted. Anna's friends, seeing her distress, offered words of comfort and support. They suggested that perhaps Theo had a reasonable explanation for everything. Gradually, Anna began piecing together bits of information about the weekend. The neighbor's sighting, the teacher's comments, and the vague hints from Theo's girlfriend, each piece added to the puzzle but didn't complete the picture. Anna felt like she was missing a crucial part of the story. A casual conversation with Jacob later that day offered a glimmer of insight. He mentioned being at a park and playing games, but his comments were fleeting and lacked detail. It was a small breakthrough, but it left Anna more puzzled about the specifics of the weekend. One question lingered in Anna's mind: the mystery of Jacob's ripped pants. She wondered what could have happened to cause such a tear. Jacob's story revealed a well-planned father-son day filled with activities and surprises. They had gone to a park Theo had visited in his own childhood, filled with trails and natural wonders. Jacob's eyes lit up as he detailed the games they played and the explorations they embarked on, painting a picture of a joyful and adventurous day. Amidst his tale, Jacob's excitement peaked as he described a climbing activity. He talked about a towering tree they found, one that seemed to touch the sky. Climbing it had been his idea, and Theo had been right there, encouraging him, guiding him on which branches to grasp. Jacob animatedly recounted climbing the tree, describing how he felt like he was on top of the world. He explained how his dad was with him every step of the way, ensuring his safety while allowing him the thrill of the climb. It was a moment of bonding and achievement for both father and son. As Jacob reached the climax of his story, he revealed the cause of his ripped pants. They had snagged on a branch as he made his way down. It wasn't a moment of fear or hurt, but rather a small mishap in an otherwise exciting adventure. Hearing the truth about the weekend brought a profound sense of relief to Anna. Her fears and anxieties about Theo's intentions dissolved, replaced by an understanding of the bond that had grown between father and son over the weekend. This revelation led Anna to consider her communication with Theo. She recognized the need for more openness and a stronger co-parenting approach. It was time to build bridges for Jacob's sake and for their own peace as parents. Anna reached out to Theo, initiating a conversation about co-parenting. They discussed strategies for better communication and planning future activities with Jacob's best interests at heart. Reflecting on the events, Anna acknowledged the lessons she had learned. She understood the importance of trust, clear communication, and not jumping to conclusions. These insights would guide her in future interactions, benefiting not just her relationship with Theo, but her role as a mother too. The story concludes with Anna feeling a sense of hope. She saw a future where she, Theo, and Jacob could navigate their lives with more understanding and cooperation. It was a future filled with potential, growth, and the promise of many more happy memories for Jacob.